Today, what I'm going to try to do is put in basically the end of this French drain, the end of this Forma drain. So, like I was talking about, I'm using this product called Forma Drain to form up the primary elements of the foundation of the footer. And so this is basically just rectangular extruded tube that it's hollow, and it's got these slots on it, and it runs all the way around the perimeter. And so the idea is that as water comes up, groundwater comes up, then it'll go into these pathways and ultimately get brought down to two places, down to here and down, same thing over there. And you see I've put these round connectors, these 4-inch round connectors on here. They go to corrugated pipe, and then dug these trenches all the way out. We got this nice slope, and it goes down off into the woods there. And so what I'm going to do is got this 4-inch corrugated pipe right here, and I've got some other materials over here. I've got a special fabric. It's a geotextile fabric, made for just kind of these purposes. I've got some of this copper sulfate, and I've got this copper mesh. And so why copper and why copper sulfate? So if I take the copper sulfate and I sprinkle it all down the bottom of the trench, and then I take this copper mesh and I attach it to the sides of the trench, what that's going to do is make it so that it'd be very tough for roots and stuff to get in there. Roots hate copper, and so that is basically just like a barrier, a root barrier. Keep roots from getting in there and tangling everything up and getting inside the corrugated pipe and making it not to a pipe but just a solid cylinder. That wouldn't be good. So we'll do that. Then we'll take this fabric and we'll kind of lay it into this trench here all the way down, and then we'll put the corrugated pipe right on top of that, run it all the way out. And then I've got some stone here, some number 5 stone. It's basically like, I don't know, twice the size of that number 57 that I've been using in other places. So this number 5 stone is a little bit bigger, a little bit better for drainage. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to dump it right on top of the pipe all the way down, and then I'm going to take the fabric here and kind of lap it over to make, they call it like making a burrito basically. So that'd be the plan. We'll see if I can get this thing done. so almost out of day here, but made pretty good progress. I'll have to finish it hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully it doesn't rain tonight, because I'd be out of luck if that happens. But in any case, here's what we got. So you know, you can see on the sides, you can also see down at the bottom, you see a little bit of that blue sprinkle down there, and then you got the copper mesh running down the sides all the way down. And over here, you can see what I'm doing is kind of pulling the fabric to the sides. You can see I've done that here and put the pipe, just laid it in there. And what I'm doing is, you know, I've got it pipe connected to the drain, to the former drain, and then I'm just going to have a pipe. It'll just be loose at the bottom. I'll put a cap on it and drill some holes in it, because what I want to make sure is that, you know, water at the very bottom of the trench is going to have a pathway out. So we got all this ready to go. So for the rest of today, I'll go ahead and get this prepped up, and then tomorrow morning, I will use the machine and I'll get this number 5 stone and I'll start putting it into this trench all the way down. And then we'll go ahead and take, you know, both sides of this fabric and lap it over, and take some of these pins and just pin it closed. And then put either some soil on top or maybe some more stone, but we'll figure that out. But let me go ahead and get on with what I can get done here for the rest of today. All right, here we go. Next day, and what we got is everything is now ready to go. The drain is sitting on the bottom of the trench here. We got the fabric lapped up on either side, pinned back just so it doesn't fall in while we're throwing stone in here. We come all the way up, go up that way, and up this way. Everything is connected, taped up, ready to go. So we'll jump in the machine and start running stone down, and let's see how that goes. So here we have it. This is where that trench used to be. Coming down, pipe is exiting. I'm gonna clean this up here, you know, cut it off down there at the end. But I think it turned out pretty well. Can't even tell where it goes anymore. So let's see, coming up here, got all this stuff filled back in, smoothed out. one up that way, one up this way. So that's it for that. And just in time, because it looks like we had to have a big thunderstorm. All right, so next thing is going to be, I think it'll be rebar next. We'll be back with that.